How's it going? So I want to talk about so when you apply filter value, okay? So we applied airmin as a filter value. What does TanStack function use as compare? So when you put in some kind of a value, what is that being compared to? So it could be, is it coming from data? Is it coming from this? Is it comparing to this, right? Is it comparing to accessor function? Or another one is, it can be also cell. You see, so there are technically three. So bottom line, where's it coming from? It's coming from accessor function. Whatever you put into this thing will be used for the filter function. Okay, so that's what's going to be used to compare. So, for example, you're not supposed to be doing this, but I'm just saying that. Okay, in data we have airmin. But let's say somebody trolls and they decide to translate this person or whatever, they somehow convert it to Steve. Okay? Now here's the problem. It's no longer going to be found. Because airmin exists in data, but accessor function, when it's airmin, returns Steve. And therefore airmin does not exist. Does that make sense? Because accessor function is what controls the compare. Alright? Just be very, very careful with this stuff. Another one is cell. If you change it in cell, so for example, right now it's returning airmin, right? Because from here. Okay? Well, let's just save so we can kind of visually see it. It's easier then. Whoopsie. Okay, so we need to refresh. So airmin is going to appear. Right? So we're filtered, airmin is going to appear. Now, we're now going to use cell to change this to Steve. Okay? Now, note that this changed to Steve, but the filter value is still airmin, and it's showing you airmin. Because we can see by second name, that's actually airmin. Because look, if you look at the second name, there it is. Okay? So just be aware. Make sure that you do not mess around with accessor function. Otherwise, you could end up with a big mess, because you have to remember that whatever comes out of the accessor function, honestly, in TanStack table, accessor function is like the core. I noticed that everything always falls to this point, right? Almost everything. It's like think about a wrapper. What's the core? What's the center? Usually, accessor function is the most important thing. Everything else just kind of is around it, right? So, okay, summary. What does the accessor function? What does the filter function use to compare the values? Accessor function. Whatever comes out of accessor function will be used as a compare method. Everything else is just yeah, so everything else is purely decorative. So although here visually we can see that, you know, the value is whatever, not airmin anymore, but like by function, TanStack still treat the cell as if it was airmin. Okay, so take care. Just be aware of this. Take care. Bye.